guys? Welcome to this week's episode of the Anime Bros. I'm your co-host Chris. Um, Making another episode with my other co-host Matt, and today we're going to talk about the anime Charlotte. So with that being said, Matt, what was your opening thoughts about it?
I definitely enjoyed it. You said this was made by the same guy that did Angel Beats, right? Or
Yeah.
same person?
Yep.
Yeah, I actually like this better than Angel Beats. And there was even like an Angel Beats like cameo. The main character, Otasaka Yu, he was
Hmm.
eating like pizza in this like stall. He was like hiding because he thought people were after him or something. Or no, it was right after his sister died. So
Like, this has been happening so long since I watched this episode. When I saw that scene happen, I was like, "Bro, I don't remember like his sister dying," and I was like, "Yo, how did I forget that? That was such a major part." I'm actually kind of sad now.
I was
Uh,
I was thinking she was alive the whole time. I thought it was gonna be like some sort of twist where like they think she's dead, but she's really alive. But then she actually ended up being dead.
I was like, that's what I thought too. I was like, maybe it's gonna be some sort of twist. Maybe I'm missing something. And I was like, damn, she really did die. Maybe I forgot more about this anime than I thought. Then it got to the part where they're like, when they introduced his older brother, and I was like, okay, now it's all coming back to me.
Yeah,
We wanted to discuss the last episode.
I mean the last episode was I think the best of the show. Like it was probably the most eventful. Maybe I don't know. The whole show was good, but it definitely like they set it up to where like the last episode was gonna be crazy. I had a head scratching moment where because he's plundering everyone's abilities.
Hmm.
I would say like after he plundered like probably four people maybe, he was already like the strongest ability. If you have like four powers, you're gonna be stronger than everybody else. So he was already set at that point. And there was a moment where he plundered. I'm trying to remember what the ability he got was. Oh, to heal his eye. And he's like, I could heal my eye, and I could go back and save uh, Kumagami, the wet haired dude. He's like,
Yeah, yeah,
I could go back in time and save him, but he just chose not to.
yeah. That one I was kind of like, dang. I mean, I know you want to complete your mission, you want to act all high and mighty, but bro, come on now.
He would have still had all those powers though that he
He would have.
plundered, and that's what I'm saying. After he plundered like four powers, that's probably like all you would need to be like the strongest guy. But
That's
he
true.
had way more than that, and he could have just gone back in time and made sure Kumagami never died, and then completed the mission because he already had 20 or 50 powers by then. Probably maybe even more. He was plundering whole countries at that point. So
He could have.
he would have been strong enough to make sure nothing ever happened to anyone if he went back in time.
He could have, but then he didn't like. The show still wanted to teach a lesson. You still wanted him to grow from that hurt, that pain from the mission that was a failure, and so he had to continue on.
I feel like he easily could have just gone back in time and
He
saved
could
him.
have. Maybe he wanted to keep his eyes. I definitely would have healed my eye. I think he at least should have done that. But I guess he didn't want the temptation of being like he might be attacking somebody and then boom, he hops back in time because he lost control of all of his powers. Because if you remember, um, there was a good portion of the time where when he would go to sleep and he would plunder people's abilities in his sleep and kill them. Remember that part?
I remember him like waking up and not knowing what he was doing. I'm trying to remember if I saw people dead.
There was like he was definitely like not really shooting them,
I think
but
he was definitely like wreaking some havoc, causing some carnage. But
yeah,
I wasn't sure if they were just like knocked out. Maybe he was killing people.
I thought because I know it happened multiple times, and I thought like maybe the second or third time it happened, it's like he was killing them.
Because
But
I don't even know. I mean, they probably died, but like when he like, I think at one point he like lifted people up and they hit their head on the ceiling.
yeah, I want to say
So I wasn't sure if he
maybe
was just like knocking everybody out. That very easily could have like killed them if you like hit your head on the ceiling going that quick. I'm not sure if he was actually killing these people.
well didn't the I know one of the TV on the TV it reported the news. I think they said like people were dead from the building, and it was like obviously he that did it.
I
What if
just feel like
he?
he wouldn't have got that girl in the end if he was like killing people and he was on the news.
I
Tamori.
mean, yeah, she had courage. She had courage. She wasn't afraid. She was trying to protect them. But that would say that maybe if he would have healed his eye, if he would have healed his eye at that point, and then he, ended up sleepwalking, who is to say that he wouldn't just jump back in time when he didn't have any control of his abilities? Now he wakes up, he's all fucked up. Like everybody's like, "Hey, look, you got to do this mission." He's like, "Fuck out of here with the mission." Now he's killing his friends because he's still sleepwalking. That's a bad day.
Yeah, he did say at one point, "It's like I could just become God." He was like hysterically laughing.
Yes, that would not have been a good look when he's talking to his older brother and like the rest of them. But with that being said, I don't know. There was no way they should have found him at the end. They just like roll up out the cut like in a helicopter and knew exactly where he was at. I was like,
Yeah, I didn't
oh,
really understand that part, and I'm actually trying to remember like what happened to that guy that was shooting him with the crossbow, like shooting his
mhm.
leg and his back, and then
Yeah.
they showed up in the helicopter. I don't remember what happened to that guy. Did you like knock him out or something before they even showed up in the
I thought
helicopter?
he just ran away when the helicopter came.
Yeah, I just remember that helicopter showed up and like they saved him, and I'm assuming they gave him the vaccine. They didn't show that part either to like get rid of all his powers when he wakes up in the hospital.
That's a good question. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, they didn't show that. I would just
Yeah,
assume.
yeah. That I was thinking about. I was watching it. I was like, well, I was thinking that he didn't remember who he was, so maybe he doesn't know he has any powers, and they would just don't tell him.
Now, I would think that like the whole plan was for him to plunder everyone, and then they have the medicine to
Ready for him.
where that whenever this comet shows up again, like 75 years later, they'll have the vaccine, so no one will get the.
Yeah, I did like how they tied into like the comet thing. That was a really good way to describe
I'll have
how
to
the
look up
powers
if
got
that's a
there.
real comet or not, or if they just made it up.
Hey, if it was a real comet, that's even better. They're like, hey, like, we're pulling from real life. Uh, but they gave them a reason for having their powers without um without like some random new information coming out the cut. It actually made sense for the reason why they have these abilities. But I will say that like definitely the last episode has super quick pacing, but it's another one of those animes I was telling you about where they easily could have made it like 18, 20 episodes and it would have been perfect. Like if they would have spliced that last episode into like
There's just so much they could have done.
they honestly could have done another season, like another 12 episodes of him traveling to different countries and continents. Like
I guess they could stretch it out, but now that I'm thinking about it, like I said, as soon as he got like 5 powers, he's already stronger than everyone. So are you gonna say he would like have some really tough battles? Is that what the extended version would be? I feel like as soon as he plunders like 10 people, no one should be able to stand up to him because he has 10 powers.
I mean, you could say that, but
Unless
like
it's a squad. If there's like a squad of people fighting him, then maybe they'd have a
maybe a
chance.
squad of people. But I'm saying that's why I think like 18 to 20, like that sweet extra 6, 7 episodes would be good. And let's not forget that we didn't really see it because the episode is so fast paced, but each power has a huge like limitation or a huge drawback for it. So yeah, he would have these abilities. But if he met someone who was like really, really good at their ability, uh, I mean, what's he going to do if they're smarter than him? They know what to do.
Yeah, but they didn't know that he was coming after him. Eventually, they figured it out. He got a reputation, but like
One had Grim Reaper.
those first few countries, imagine how like there could be hundreds, maybe thousands of people in each country that have one. Those first few countries wouldn't know that he's coming after him, and if he absorbed that many powers, it's like no one should be able to rival him.
It's tough though because I feel
He has the
like
telekinetic. He has the super speed. He can shoot fire at people. Like even with just those three, he's probably unstoppable. But he had
but
like hundreds of thousands, maybe.
if he met someone that also had telekinesis and can use it better than him, where's his advantage at? Like if he throws fire at him, but
He's
they're
super fast. He has the jump.
super fast isn't going to help you with telekinesis. If you're 20 feet away, no matter how fast you are, if this person has to think and your body is flying the opposite direction, you're done for. Like
I don't see how one power can beat like hundreds.
I can easily see that. Like you got telekinesis. What if you got you also have the power where people hear the sound of your voice, they go to sleep. You can't do nothing when the person talking puts you to sleep.
I'm sure
Um,
one of his hundreds of abilities could like counter that.
you have to name that ability. There is not no ability that like
He could have an ability where he just never sleeps. That could have been one he absorbed. That would be a shitty one to have, but
yeah,
you're just awake all the time.
yeah. But the counter of that though would be a power that forcibly puts somebody to sleep. So not going to sleep wouldn't be the counter.
He could have like the Gios canceller power.
He could have the guest
But
canceler.
then I guess he wouldn't have been able to plunder that.
If the plunder guy would have been like, not today, and just ran off.
That would have been cool. That could have been like a twist. They could have copied Code Geass a little bit.
I'm trying to think. What if I know you saw the scene where when his sister first died and he was like moping around for like 2 episodes, and then at the end, it turns out Now was next to him, invisible the entire time, and he didn't realize it.
He had that power, so he honestly no one should be able to stop him because he could just be invisible for that one person every time he fights them. No one should be able to beat him.
But I'm saying though, what if he ran into somebody that like had the power to just plain turn invisible to anybody? He doesn't even know.
No, dude, he had that map power. That was actually pretty clutch.
The map power was pretty clutch. Now, what if somebody had an ability to not appear on the map?
Yeah, okay. You're talking about what if someone had one ability that did this? What if he had hundreds of thousands of powers?
I'm saying that those 100,000 powers can be like, it's like, I can't remember if it was Bruce Lee or somebody said it, but he said, don't be afraid of the person that practiced 10,000 different kicks. Be afraid. I'm more afraid of the person that practiced one kick 10,000 times. And that's what you should take away from that.
Okay. I mean, that's a fair point.
I guess we can segue this into like, if you had to choose one ability besides the plunder ability, which ability would you choose?
Oh, his brothers. What is that? Otsaka?
Yeah, I think that was his brother.
Yeah, because I told you before in a previous episode, or maybe it was off air, that like if I had a superpower, I would want to be able to teleport.
I mean, it wasn't really teleporting. That was going back in time.
I feel like if he wanted to, he could teleport.
Yeah, teleport back in time.
I feel like, okay, well, if he couldn't do that, then I probably wouldn't want it. But I'm just assuming that he can teleport to wherever he wants.
He definitely couldn't, because he like after he teleported back, he had to live through the moment again all the way up until what he was trying to do.
But that's because he wanted to go back in time. That was his goal.
His goal was to go back in time, though. But I'm saying if he
could change the future. So I want to be able to teleport through time and space like he did, but I also just want to be like, hey, if I want to be in a different country right now, bam, like teleport there.
Yeah, it was only his ability was time leap, so he could only leap back in time.
I might still pick his. I just wish he could also teleport.
Sure, I wish you could teleport too. Now
because I feel like time leaping is like a form of teleporting.
It is a form of teleporting. Well, so the way his ability would work is it allowed his mind to go back in time with his eyes reflecting the light. So it was basically his brain going back in time, not his physical self.
Yeah.
Which was why he was able to wake up as a little kid and not be like a 20-year-old back in the bed with him, or like back in that point in time.
Yeah. Well, what about you?
I was like, time leap was up there. I definitely think it's top 3 to 5.
Well, that means you gotta. If it's top 5, that means you got a few ahead of it.
Yeah, because the only thing I couldn't get over the hump is I would just be the type of guy that like, oh fuck, something went wrong, time leap. Something went wrong, time leap. Something went wrong, time leap. And then like by the 8th or 9th leap, I'd be like, yo, something ain't looking right. Like this, I know my mirror's not that foggy. And by that point, I'm gonna need glasses, because I would have done it so many times. I'm already half blind before I really realize that's what it's doing.
But that girl who was like the lead singer of Zed, that band, she was blind. Was she an ability user, or was she just blind?
She was just blind.
Oh, I thought like she did the same thing that her brother did, or that Ota Saka's or Yu's brother did, like where she just used her ability too much and then became blind.
No. She
She
was just
said
blind.
something like she used her power like for greed and to become famous or something.
Yeah, let me see if I can find her. Do you remember what her name was?
Yeah, I had it pulled up on the list. It was like Sarah Shane.
Yeah, she did not have an ability. Let me see if they explain why she was blind.
I mean, she might just been blind, but I thought she said something like all she wanted to do was play guitar, and then she used some sort of strength or power to like for greed to become famous, and then it cost her her sight. Just I was thinking that happened to everybody when they use their ability too much. They might just go blind.
I think that was just only for like the time leap dude because he used his ability by reflecting light off his eyes.
Okay. Well, you still never told me what your favorite power was, or what power you'd want.
Wait. I'm almost there. Hold up. So they're saying they're unsure if she has an ability or not. Like people make the theory that she does, but it
That's how
wasn't.
what I interpreted.
Yeah, I just thought that she
They
fucked
had a
up.
they had a whole conversation where she's like, I don't remember verbatim what she said, but she was like, "Yeah, I used this to become a famous singer," and then it was like for a different band even. She's like, "Me and this other band were like top of the charts, and then after that, I just wanted to be in Zed or whatever, a more low key band."
Hey, I just thought she fucked up. She lost her eyesight. And it is how the cookie crumbles. But as far as
I mean, I couldn't find anything supporting my theory, so that could be what it was.
like the ability, I would want I really want to kind of like the time leap ability, but just the chance of me going blind before I figure out like what the drawback for the ability was.
I was assuming he could teleport anywhere though, so if he can't do that, I think I might still stick with him, but that was like a big factor in me like picking him. But I'll let you know if I change my mind. But which one did you want?
I kind of want to stick with the status quo and choose Kumagami, so I could know like where everybody's abilities are at, so I could stay away from them. Be like, oh
He,
yeah,
I think he might have been my favorite character.
he was a pretty good character. Um,
He was like
but
the only one that died.
he was the only one that died.
I, I,
They couldn't get you with like nobody dying and then or somebody that you don't really care about. So it had to be like a little bit close to the feels. But imagine that dude that set him up to die. Um, the whole time had a family, and he was working for them. Like, oh yeah, I don't have a family, just so he can turn around and be compromised.
well, Otasaka said he knew that
He
he
knew,
had a.
but like you can know, but this dude was like, yeah, I want to be of so much help. I'm going to lie to them and tell them I don't have a family. He knew he lied and he still allowed him to work there. But the guy was under the impression that like he lied just to be the driver for them. And it would have been okay if he was compromised like a week or two before that. No, he was compromised the entire time he was driving for them. I just couldn't get down with that.
Oh, he was like set up from the start.
He was set up for they're like how long have they been holding your family hostage? And he was like, yo, from the very beginning. Or like he was like,
No.
how long have they known about you? And he was like, yeah, from the very beginning.
Yeah, because they said something like if you time leap back, like we've had this set up for so long that we would know if it didn't go according to plan or something. Which I
Yeah,
still thought that was some bullshit. I feel like if you went back far enough, you could like go back before they were even like a group. But I guess he said he was afraid that the school might never be a thing if you went back too far.
maybe my only thing about like I didn't really like about that. Oh yeah, I did hear about that. Yeah, he said he was a compromise since the school would not have been created if he had gone back that far. But I'm still trying to figure out that like
I think they could have done it again. I think they could have walked the same path to get the school up and running.
possibly. But I'm sitting here like how were they able to get that much information where they knew about the time leap ability, they knew which abilities he was coming with, and they knew all the weaknesses of the abilities to slice one of his eyes so he couldn't go back in time.
Yeah, they didn't explain any of that, or at least I didn't pick up on it. And then they never explained who that ability wielder was that slashed his eye up, or what happened to her.
I'm assuming she died in the collapse.
Yeah, we have to assume, but like, why was she working with them? What happened to her?
She was
I don't.
working with them because she wanted those abilities.
How is she going to get the ability? She only had one. How is she going to get more?
Maybe they would have stole his plunder ability.
Yeah, so you're assuming a lot. Like I have no idea what that they didn't really explain that part.
Maybe it would just open up to interpretation. What they want to take it from you. But
Unless it was in the manga or something, and they just left it out of the anime.
I would have to say though, the ability I would probably choose would either be Misa's ability.
Oh, I thought you said you wanted Kumagami.
No. I was saying if I wanted to stay with the status quo, that's what I would have chosen.
Oh, with you hiding all the time.
Yeah, it's just like I know what everybody's at. Don't even gotta worry about it. Oh, this kid with the fucking plunder abilities coming after me. Better get out of here. Like it doesn't matter how many abilities you have. You would not be able to find me because I know exactly.
I feel like his was worse than the map.
What do you mean?
Because his like just came to him randomly. He got like random intuition about like, oh, now there's an ability wielder over here, but he didn't know like ahead of time. Whereas like the map, you could just be staring at that map all the time and you just always know.
You could, but it also seemed like what triggered those abilities was that person being in close proximity to him. Like when he got the random intuition when Now's sister. That was his name, not Now's sister.
Ayumi, the youngest girl.
Ayumi.
Yeah.
He was able to get that random intuition of like, hey, look, this person has the ability, and the person's in the dorm, even before the ability manifested for her yet. So I'm thinking his ability was also tied with somebody being in close proximity to him. So if I'm sitting here, Matt's over here with the plunder ability. You come within 10 feet of me. Oh shit, plunder dude's near me. I moved like across town, and then a day later, oh shit, that same guy.
You're saying that's not the one you want. So why are you defending it so hard?
I was defending just so like it's top five. I'll let you know it's top five.
You're being all you're like building this up a lot. Which one do you want?
I told you Misa's.
Oh, the fire?
Yeah, I feel like hers like is really the only one that I didn't see a terrible downside to. There was, I'm throwing fire from my hands.
I mean, I guess the downside is I don't know if she had that power before she was inside of her sister's body.
She did. Both of them had powers.
So what?
She said she was the bad one. She was basically using her power to like create trouble.
I don't know. Did they explain that she had the power before she died? What if that power just manifested after she died?
No. The power came before. She had the power like the entire time, or like before she died.
Okay.
But that's the one I see with really no downside. I mean, I'm out here throwing flames at people. Time leap from that. When you time leap, I'll still be ready with the fireballs.
I just thought if I picked him, I would be like Nightcrawler from I think that's his name, from X-Men, where he's just like jumping all over, where he's just jumping all over the place. I thought I could be like that.
Oh, yeah, she actually died in a motorcycle accident. Let's see if she had that ability.
Because I don't remember. I know she was hanging out with those two guys, and that one guy like professed his love to her.
Yeah, he was like, damn, he was in love with her. She probably didn't even notice. She off in a motorcycle accident.
And he was the one driving.
He was the one driving. Oh, it was his fault too. I forgot about that. Oh, and then my close second was Ayumi's ability.
Just a shatter, like earthquake out of nowhere.
Okay, how many abilities you have? If I say a word or I scream and like the whole
she killed herself though.
I mean that's because she wasn't
even when you plundered it, he like almost killed himself. I don't know if there's any way to control it.
There's not, but that don't even matter.
That's how Kumagami died.
It's true. Exactly. But she died just because maybe her body wasn't just built to take like
Had some
building
friendly
blocks,
fire, dude.
building
Killed
blocks flying
Kumagami.
over her. Even so, we do know you survived. Yeah, he survived with a couple damages, but like he was able to handle that ability and comes out on top. I would do the same thing.
Now would have died if Kumagami didn't throw himself. He was taking out his own squad without even trying to.
And,
He had no idea what he was doing.
they shouldn't have slashed open his eye. That part is forgotten about. His eye was slashed open before he had that injury.
Oh, I was wondering who that girl was. I have no idea who that girl was.
Who was that? Can you find her?
Uh, I don't know, but she was like hanging out with the thugs, but they like never explained anything after that. Dude, there's a lot of characters in this show that I don't remember. There's that scientist dude, the doctor.
That's true.
I had forgotten about him. When they were all like captured and they were all getting tested on, that doctor was working there because he like freed you, who like went on to save his brother, and then his brother time leaped back.
Yeah.
Okay, but then that doctor dude was also in like that headquarters that they said was like the safest place in Japan, and he was working on a cure there. Yeah, so it seemed like before he was like working with a bunch of people that were like trying to pretty much enslave the ability wielders, and then in that other scenario he was like working with Otasaka to like work on a cure. So he seemed like he was with a bunch of good guys in that scenario, but in the other scenario he was with like a bunch of bad guys that were enslaving the ability wielders.
Yeah, it was a classic like, oh, I didn't know we were going to go too far with this plan. I thought we were just doing this, this, and this. This is wrong. And like,
it seemed like in the second scenario, like where he time leaped back, he was working under the older brother, whereas before he must have been working under someone else.
Wait, you talking about like which time leap are you talking about? When he went all the way back in time and they were locked up in the lab, or?
I was like confused how they even got to that because he was at that concert and then they randomly just jumped to where he was like in a lab. Remember, he was like pretty much like on a date with Now, and then he randomly just starts like screaming, and then he takes the headphones off.
Mm-hmm.
So that was like a different dimension, right? Or a different time.
Oh no, that was him remembering his memories from back then.
So that was all on the same timeline.
Yeah.
So they just never showed him get captured. How did they get captured? Like they didn't show that.
They kind of breezed over it, but it was like
because I wasn't sure if he was remembering just a different timeline.
They got captured because their school was overrun, or their place, the safe place was overran by the people that was like capturing all the wielders. He kept time leaving to like build up the resistance, and then they thought the resistance was strong enough, and the resistance wasn't, and they were all captured.
Okay, well then that makes sense because that explains why that doctor dude was there.
Yeah.
I thought it was like they all got captured and like the doctor was working at this place. And then in the other timeline, it was like the doctor wasn't working there. He was working for the older brother. But what you just said says he was working at the same place the whole time.
Yeah. It was just that the memories that came back to you was the conclusion of all of them being captured, like the last like final fight plan.
I'm still trying to find that one girl.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I can.
I'm looking at the character list and all. She was like tan. She was like almost black, I feel like. The girl could just like produce a blinding light from her mouth. That's what I thought her power was. Kind of like Krillin in Dragon Ball Z. That was like the only useful power he could use was like the solar. What was it? The solar flare.
Solar flare. No,
Yeah. That was like pretty much what that girl did, and then slashed his eye up. Krillin, pretty underrated character.
Krillin was an underrated character.
And he pulled the android, dude.
I mean, she was the baddest one in the show.
Yeah, and then he had a little trying to remember her name. It's like Little Marin or something.
Yeah, it says he found himself attacked by another ability user who slashes his right eye.
I mean, that's what it is. Maybe they didn't give her a name. I don't know. They didn't really. She didn't really have that big of a role. She had like a 10-second scene, maybe 20 seconds.
She did, but like, I mean, if her power is just like shooting light from her mouth, that's pretty useful.
Yeah, I just wonder like why she was rolling with those guys, what those guys were up to. They kind of just breezed over that. So I would have liked maybe more background, more plot about that. But I think overall the show was good. I did like it better than Angel Beats because I feel like Angel Beats had a lot of filler in it, even though it was a short show.
They were just out there having fun. There ain't nothing wrong with having a little fun. It had
Man,
that classic baseball game filler episode.
yeah, but I feel like this show didn't really have any filler. I don't think. And it still had the same comical scenes, like that one guy busting his head open all the time and bleeding all over the place.
Hey, like you wanted to teleport. What do you mean his ability was teleport?
No, his ability was to run really fast.
let me see what his ability thing said. Because he said he teleported. I thought his ability was to run
No,
really fast.
they showed him like that one time where he like picked out the sandwich from. He's like, I don't know which one I'm gonna get. It's because he was running so fast. It wasn't because he was teleporting. And then they showed the slow motion. They showed him like reach his arm back and grab this. He wasn't teleporting.
Oh, so his ability was called charge. Oh, you can't. It's the only one that doesn't allow you like. His ability that can move at very fast speeds. I
Yeah,
mean, you
that's
say you
not the
want to
same as
teleport.
teleporting. I feel like you brought this up a different time where you're like you could just run really fast and get there. That's not the same as just being there.
As it says, this movement is so rapid, things around him slow down and makes him look like he's teleporting. However, it is not to be confused with actual teleportation.
Yeah, don't get confused, Christian.
I mean,
Like if I wanted to teleport to like another continent right now, like bam, I'm there. Whereas this guy, he's gonna be like running on the water.
wait. But you say you wanted the time leap ability because it would be basically like teleporting and just going back in time. You're telling me this charge ability, it says it is like teleporting. That's as close to teleporting
Dude,
as
it,
you're gonna get.
it even said not to be confused, and I think you're getting confused right
I'm
now.
not getting confused. I'm just saying, you say you want to choose time leap because it was similar to teleporting. This is more similar to teleporting because it even says in the description not to be confused with teleporting because you can confuse time leap and teleporting are two different things.
Yeah, but I want a power where it's all encompassing.
I don't think that would be fair. That would, like,
That's what I want. I don't think the plunder. I don't think the plunder ability is fair.
maybe the plunder ability was actually pretty fair until he told him what it was. Like just before, he just thought he could take people's bodies over for 5 seconds.
Yeah, so my ability is fair until I figure out like, oh shit, I can go back in time with it too. All right.
Nah. I don't think that's quite fair. Like, and that's like saying, oh yeah, I want super speed and super strength, and I want to be immortal. But I'm saying that's like you want your ability that's all encompassing. When you need to have one.
You can limit it to where like I can't just do that. I have to open up a portal. So I want to open up a portal and then jump into the portal, and then I get to be at either any location or any time.
But you lose your eyesight in return every time you use it. That's
No.
the only way. So you can't spam the time leap.
No, I feel like me opening up portals was like a way of giving me kind of like a downfall because I have to you have like I would have to wait to open up the portal. Maybe it takes me like a few seconds to open up the portal.
We'll say a minute.
A minute? Am I doing like the Kamehameha for like the whole episode?
You have to charge up the portal. You gotta be like, hey, look, all right, I'm opening up the portal. And if you're in the middle of a fight, you just can't fight with the ability. So that's the downfall. You can't
I'll
fight with your
say
ability.
I'll say 10 seconds. Like it starts off really small and then it takes like 10 seconds for it to get like big enough for me to jump through it. A minute is ridiculous. Like how would you even use that ability at all?
What do you mean? You use it at home.
You wouldn't be able to use it in a battle.
Hey, that's the point. Your fair ability does not allow you to use it in a battle. So
Then it
fight,
becomes like a terrible ability almost.
what do you mean? You could teleport anywhere. Like
Yeah, but I can't. But I wouldn't be able to use it when I would need it most.
Plan for it a minute ahead.
All right, I open up a portal. Can it like stay there? I take a minute to open it, and then can I go off and do other stuff and it stays there until I close it or I go through it? Because then, like, if I'm in a battle, I would set up the portal as like an escape.
Yes, and then it doesn't close until 10 seconds after you go through it.
No, it should close immediately after I go through it, or it stays open and it stays open until someone goes through it, or I have to like take a minute to close it again.
How about 10 seconds it takes you to create it, and it doesn't close until 10 seconds after you go through it.
I mean, I like that better than a minute, so yeah, I would take that.
All right, that way I get somebody 10 seconds to also hop in after you. If
I like how we're making rules to like this made up power.
Hey, look, you have to make sure if your ability is going to be overpowered, it has to come with some dire consequences.
I mean, I don't know how overpowered it is because I can't really. No, 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 no. I don't. The way I'm envisioning it is way more awesome than what you're making it. Because I want to make like the portal, and then I can like punch my arm through it, and then it like punches someone in the face. Like another portal pops up, and like I punch them in the face.
Now, you have to open up that other portal though.
Yeah, so I can like open up two. So I'll like open up one, and then I'll open up one behind you, and then I'll like punch, and it like hits you in the back of the head.
What if the person just hops back into the portal behind them to like come after you?
Um, I get to control what like comes out of the portal. So if they want to jump through my portal, I'll just make another one that like is in midair, and they'll just like fall on their face.
No, but it rebounds them and it puts them back to the portal they came into.
Okay, yeah, that'd be cool. Like they punch through it, and then they get like spun around and like shot out of it.
I can see that.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
And
cool.
then I'll just have my fireballs. I'll throw fireballs in the portal. I won't have to go in there.
Yeah, but we could team up. Like
That's true.
maybe I have the ability to like choose what goes through it. So like if I want the guy to get like shot out and rejected, they will. But if I want to like team up with someone, you could like shoot your fireballs through my portal and then just like rains fire down on whoever I want.
I can deal with that. As long as my fire abilities have no drawbacks besides like being tied to using it like normal abilities.
You said you get tired from using it.
You shouldn't be tired like look at like a normal ability of using it all the time. You just get more tired. Like the
Maybe
homebrew is killing ability.
if you use it too much, it like burns your hands.
No. I would rather just be like fatigue. I'll take fatigue. I'm the Human Torch.
Or it's like Guy when he opens up the gates. Like if you go too far, you're like gonna die.
Could do that, but that's why I want to set my entire body on fire, and then I just like combustible flame.
Oh well, she didn't. Misa didn't even do that.
Hey, you had your little Misa in this show. Her name was just Yusa.
Oh, you thought she was like Misa?
Hey, cute and innocent girl. She had that like the innocence about her.
I liked Misa better.
I mean, yeah, Misa also got more screen time, and obviously her like character was.
I think I was all about Misa and but I think that Shuka from Darwin's game that we watched, I think she's just like a better. She's like the best of both of them. Got like the killer instinct of and then she's got kind of like the same mannerisms as Misa.
That's true. I mean, yes, true. But she's more like down to earth than Misa.
Yeah, so I feel like she's the new waifu, I guess.
I can't wait till they come out with season 2 for Darwin's game. I'm actually really looking forward to that.
Yeah, did they already have a projected date for that?
I want to say it's in October. Like,
well, that'll be here before you know it.
Wait, that's Attack on Titan. I think it's winter or spring of next year.
Okay. Well, I mean, that'll still like creep up on us as we're watching other stuff. We'll forget about it, and then we'll be like, "Oh shit, Darwin's game's coming out."
Darwin's game season 2. Hopefully, it better drop off with like 24 episodes. And then ReZero, I still need that to come out. Like,
Andrew texted me. I think that's coming out soon.
It's supposed to come out in July.
Yeah, that's like it. Pretty much is July right now.
I want to say July 25th.
It's less than a month.
That's about a month. But we're talking about an anime that was supposed to come out in February, March. They're getting pushed back to April, and then Actually, let me see. I wouldn't be surprised if they just like pushed it back to winter.
I mean, Tool took like 11 years to come out with their new album.
Who did?
Tool, it's a band.
Like a band anime or
No, it's like a band,
are we talking about
like actual music, like a rock band type group.
like Linkin Park?
I mean, they're musicians like Linkin Park. I would say that's like the only thing they have in common. I think they're better than Linkin Park.
What about what is it like Green Day?
No.
Is it like,
The who they're like is irrelevant. I was just saying they like took forever to come out with like their fifth album because I guess they had an EP originally.
yeah, because they had 3 seasons before. They had a right to take a break. ReZero has only had 1 season.
Yeah, but I remember my freshman year of college.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh, we're gonna be coming out with this soon, and then it didn't come out till last year. So it took them like 5. They like teased everyone for like 5 or 6 years.
I mean, that's maybe in like creating album times. That's pretty soon.
I don't know if you want to just wrap it up.
Oh yeah, I mean that's fine with me.
We'll see you next time.
Next time, Yu Yu Hakusho, possibly One Piece, depending on where we're at. We don't know. But I'm gonna make sure we keep up on that, and you can tune in next time.
Yeah, that's fine. There's so many other animes I haven't seen.
Yeah, but how do you know the world won't destroy itself before that time?
The world's gonna destroy itself. I want to see some of these other shows too. So to that point, like I still want to watch some of these other shows.
I can understand that. This is ReZero we're talking about. Like
We already did a ReZero episode. We might as well like give it a little break.
Season 2 when this is over with. But do you know what ReZero is like? ReZero is like Zion Williamson.
Oh man.
That's what he is. Zion Williamson. What your One Piece is like LeBron James. Longevity.
I don't know, man. I saw some of One Piece. Maybe I'll have to check it back out because you're telling me I didn't see the legit version, but whatever they're showing on Toonami, I was like,
oh no, that was horrible. I mean, I would tell you but then when I decided to watch it, when I decided to take a chunk out of what is the One Piece, 10, 20, still wasn't caught on, 30, still wasn't caught on, 40 episodes. And I was like, okay, 50 episodes. All right, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Okay, this is actually not that bad.
I gotta give it 100 episodes before it gets good.
It ages like the best fine wine you've ever seen. I would say like 60 episodes it gets good. Like by that time I was kind of like cooked. I was like, all right, this is.
Yeah, I'm telling you, give Yu Yu Hakusho past that like 10 episode opening, and then it's fire.
Yeah, I'm about to give it to it, but like this is One Piece we're talking about because there's a reason why it has been going on for like 900 episodes. But then I was like 100, 110, okay, 120, all right, 130, all right, 140, kind of binge watchable, 150.
Main character's like Mr. Fantastic, right?
Basically, yeah, but he's a funny character. I think you like his personality. But my final words are like, it took him 4.5 years to convince me to like sit down and watch it. And by the time I was like 200 episodes.
All right, well, start the clock now. I'll do the same thing you did. I'll watch it in 2024.
No. Like, because I've already bought it to you like maybe a year ago, so we already a year down. But
yeah, you guys showed me a random episode, and I had no idea what was going on.
Rob showed you a random episode.
And you were trying to like be like, oh, dude, isn't this the greatest thing? Oh, this is the best. I was like, I have no idea what's going on. You like showed me like the 200th episode or something. You're like, oh, you gotta watch this episode. I was like, I have no idea what's going on.
No, you have that completely wrong. Rob showed you a random episode, and I told you no random episode is going to convince you to watch it unless you start from the beginning. And Rob was like, if you're watching,
I could show you a random episode of Yu Yu Hakusho that would get you.
I don't think so.
When they're in the underworld tournament, there's like this pretty bad. It's just like round after round of like one-on-one battles, and some of them are like crazy.
Wait. How many episodes are in Yu Yu Hakusho?
Like 100.
All right, so what we do is when you watch 100 episodes of One Piece, I will watch 100 episodes of Yu Yu Hakusho. I will match you episode for episode.
I mean, if you're not gonna watch the show, that's
I didn't say that. I said I'll match you for every episode you watch of One Piece.
yeah. I don't care enough if you watch it to where I'm gonna do that deal. I'm just saying I think you should watch it.
What I want to tell you though, by the time I got to episode 200 of One Piece, I was like undisputed, easily the best anime of all time.
If it's the best anime of all time, I guess I'll check it out eventually.
You have to. It's like, can you really consider yourself a One Piece fan if you have an anime fan if you haven't watched One Piece?
I will check it out, but if I have to give it 100 episodes, it better get good before that.
100 episodes is only like 8 or 9% of One Piece. So it's really ratio wise, like I mean,
that's like saying after one episode of Charlotte, I should have been hooked. Ratio wise, but after one episode of any anime, you can't be like you're hooked. You'll be like, that was good. I'll check out another episode.
But the thing is, though, if I had to tell you, I would be like, hey, you had to watch 50% of Charlotte in order to be hooked. Like the first 6 episodes was the intro, and then 7 through 13 was like boom, boom, boom. That's when it started picking up. So 6 episodes for Charlotte, a little bit over 50% of the anime. But 13 episodes of animes are like a different pace than your longer stretch out versions. I would say
there should be at least something that makes me want to keep watching in One Piece within 20 episodes.
See that's what I'm telling you. Like this is coming from.
If I have no interest in watching it, like Dragon Ball Super, watched like 20 episodes, they were not getting to the point. Like I'm like, I do not care about Bulma's birthday party anymore. Like, show me something, and they didn't.
Look, see, this is like, this is what I'm saying though. This is coming from an unbiased, someone who watched 20 episodes, and I was like, yo, this is still not that good. But then I pushed.
Why did you keep watching it?
I mean, it was just to be like, all right, Rob, I gave it a good chance. I watched more than the recommended number of episodes to see if it was actually good. And it was all right. It was in like, yo, this is the worst anime of all time. It was okay. This is something that like, let me see where it's going.
I should care about at least one character after like 20 episodes.
I think you will. I think you'll care about Zoro. That's like
I already know the green-haired dude. I already know who that is.
Oh, you call him the green hair dude, so that's how I know you don't know who Zoro is. But
I thought he was the dude with like teal hair or something.
He is. But the fact that you refer to him as like the green hair dude and the dude with teal hair lets me know you don't really know who Zoro is.
Didn't he like fight with a sword? He doesn't have stretchy arms.
Yeah, he fights with a sword, yeah. And then you might like Sanji, Sanji like the weird cook. Yeah, actually I think you might even like Chopper.
I'll check it out.
And then this is like me coming unbiased. Like I'm telling you that,
I don't know how you're unbiased if you like the show. That would make you very biased.
Well, I'm unbiased as in I'm coming from your point of view, as in like I watched 20, 30 episodes.
You've been in where I'm at.
Yes. And I'm like 20, 30 episodes, I still didn't think it was that good. But it was like it was good enough for me to find a little bit interest to see where it was going.
That's all I ask. Like with Dragon Ball Super, I was not interested at all. I might have to check out Dragon Ball Z Kai at some point because I think that one's only like 90 episodes instead of like a few hundred. I wonder if, obviously they're cutting out stuff. I wonder if it's way better because they're just cutting out the fluff.
Maybe. I know they used different illustrations for it, so it's not that like that clean Dragon Ball Z and aesthetic that we had in the 1990s.
Yeah, I'm not in a rush to check that out, but I'll probably check it out eventually.
I think you should check it out after One Piece, but